So a rumor came out recently that Warner Brothers and Mortal Kombat movie director Simon McQuoid have played with the idea of having a Sonya Blade female-led spin-off movie in the Mortal Kombat movie universe. And while this is an interesting idea, and I would love for them to expand on this, it's kind of interesting to see what fans really think about this idea. So what could the movie be about? That's what I think a lot of fans want to know. How did we get here? Now, I know that the Mortal Kombat movie, in some of the reviews I read, they weren't really happy with the actress that played Sonya Blade. They didn't really like the character. I was fine with it. I enjoyed her character. I think it worked. I think she was a great, yin to Kano's yang. And I think, them beating her down for not having an Arcana, so we think, and then her finally having one, I think it all worked. It worked for me. Now, as far as her having her own movie, I think it's possible. I have not made this video yet, but I have a lot of notes I'm building up to it. I hope to get out of here is, a Mortal Kombat movie cinematic universe. And in one of my notes for that video, I have on there a Sonya Blade led Special Forces movie. Now, you're probably thinking, well, we had a video game come out and Jax was kind of in charge of that. True. But I think that in this movie, Sonya Blade, much like Sonya Blade was in the 1995 Mortal Kombat movie, I really do think that Sonya Blade is a leader, and I think that she could hold her own in a movie. Now, when it comes to Special Forces, what could be a good, villain for that movie? Obviously, the Black Dragon Clan. There are a lot of characters within that clan, including Kano, including Cabal, and there are a plethora of other ones that we can really dive into that we've only gotten glimpses of in movies, comics, video games, etc. We know that in the original movie from the 90s, we see her on a mission trying to find Kano, and we know that it's mentioned throughout the movie that's about the Black Dragon Clan and why she's after Kano, and what he did to her partner, and etc. And we know from the Mortal Kombat characters we have right now, we have Sonya Blade, we have Stryker, we have Jax. We could have other characters within that kind of task force that make up Special Forces that she could be the leader of. You could probably also even throw in Johnny Cage in there just to kind of add some other element to it. But nonetheless, you could just have those characters and a couple other ones going after Kano, Cabal, and the Black Dragon Clan and all the various people that are attached to that. Shang Tsung could also be thrown in that mix as well, but without him, you could just still go with all those characters. So I think a movie in itself, you have it right there. It's kind of like a prequel that could lead up to Mortal Kombat the movie. Also, I think it could work because we're going to have the Mortal Kombat movie, a sequel, right? Well, people think that this is like the one that sets up the real tournament, whatever you want to believe. We're going to have Mortal Kombat movie 2, and if that one's done right, and they want to have these spin-off movies or say, tell other tales of the Mortal Kombat movie of universe, which I think would be great, why not give Sonya Blade her movie? I think with Marvel and the Avengers, he had 27 movies, and Black Widow never got her own movie. And I think because it came out now, it was really hard for fans to really kind of, not root for her. But we know that she dies. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Endgame yet, Black Widow dies. So we already know what her outcome is. So it's hard to go back and do a prequel when we already know what happens to her. I know that sounds stupid to some. For me, it's not that big a deal. I went and saw it. I thought it was great. But that's what a lot of arguments like. Why am I going to see her movie when I know what happens to her? I think that had Marvel given her own movie and introduced her in a way maybe prior to like Iron Man 3 or Iron Man 2 or whatever she came out in, that would have been better. And we would have, it would have been a more successful movie, I think, for one. And I think it would have been maybe just better, well received overall. Now, saying that, fans' reactions have not been that great to this supposed rumor about a Sonya Blade led movie. I'm not really sure why. I don't know if it's because I don't think the character is deserving. I know that in the video games, 9, 10, and 11, you've had this Sonya Blade, Johnny Cage, Cassie Cage, family thing going on where, Cassie Cage is the one that defeated Shinnok, and I get it. Johnny Cage was a formidable foe that could take on they just were kind of ingrained in that lore and were the heroes more so than Liu Kang and others. So I get it. Some fans just don't think that they are worthy to be anything but just playable characters that can die in the game. I get it. But I think that she has a story to tell all on her own, and some of these characters don't really have that. I know that Melina is a fan favorite, and I know that she does have a story to tell. I think we should hear her story. Do I think it should support a whole movie? Not so much. I was thinking to myself, maybe like a Katana movie. Maybe it could be Sonya, like, come after the Mortal Kombat movie sequel, and it could be like, I don't know, it could be Sonya Blade and Katana and Jade and some other people trying to help Adenia or help make Outworld better, go to other realms and make things better. But I was like, I just don't know how they would do all that, you know? It just doesn't seem like they've set up enough stuff to make that work. And I think with this kind of like prequel story that they could do with the Black Dragon Clan, because we already have characters introduced with that, I think it could work. I think it could totally work. Now, my only hesitation is when it comes to female-led movies, as I mentioned, Black Widow, or this is kind of sounding like a Birds of Prey kind of movie, but not really, because that's all female. And I think that there's not, I mean, I guess you could introduce other females in like a special forces. I don't think it would work going the other way like I just described. But I think when it comes to female-led movies, if it was all female, it may not work, especially in this universe. I think it will work if it's her, Jax, maybe Stryker, maybe Johnny Cage for comedic relief. I think it would work. I know there's been a lot of people who's like Black Widow, Birds of Prey, like all females Ghostbusters. I mean, there's a new one coming out called, was it The Protege? You know, it's very John Wickish. It has Samuel L. Jackson in it. I don't know how that one's going to do. It comes out today, I believe. It looks interesting, looks cool, but again, a female-led movie. It's just, I don't know. I would personally think that Sonya Blade female-led movie would be great. I would go see it personally. I would support it. I want to see the story told more so in just versus conversation and just kind of quick flashbacks or glimpses. I would love to see other characters be fleshed out from both sides of the story in this kind of Mortal Kombat movie universe pocket. So what are your thoughts on a Sonya Blade female-led spin-off? Whether it be all female or just Sonya Blade leading a mixture of gender group. What do you think about that? What do you think about the idea of it being a special forces kind of prequel where she's battling the Black Dragon Clan and that kind of leads up into the Mortal Kombat movie? You know, what do you think about that? Would that be something you want to support, want to see? And if you don't, what are your kind of ideas would you have for spin-offs? I'd love to hear those down below. And that's it for this video, guys. Enjoy, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time on the Mashup.